Hi there, I'm Amit Kapoor, founder of Wainwright Stillhouse Whiskey India. And I've got 20 years of work experience into the distinct areas of hospitality, marketing, and out of which a good 8 years into alcoholic beverages. Yes. And I've come up with an idea of producing Wainwright Stillhouse whiskey in India under license from Wainwright Stillhouse, Brooklyn, New York. And let me tell you something about the whiskey market in India. The whiskey market in India is $23.4 billion market per year, and which is going to grow up right up to $64 billion by the end of 2030. Yes. And there's a similar sort of whiskies which are already present in the Indian market and selling good. Let me name a few. Let's say Jim Beam, uh, Jack Daniels rye whiskey. These are the two American whiskies which are selling good in India. Apart from that, Templeton whiskey, which is again the whiskey from America, the rye whiskey. That's its market share has increased quite a lot in India, and it's in great demand in India. Besides, um, we our closest competitions would be Jack Daniels, Jim Beam, and 100 Pipers and Blender's Pride. Yes, we'll be producing 1 million liters of whiskey every year, and that'll be getting we'll have to dilute it because you can't sell 100% proof in India or elsewhere, so the rules and regulations tell you to dilute that particular whiskey, which we're going to dilute from like 1 million liters. It'll be doubled, the amount of the quantum of the production of whiskey would be doubled, and thereafter we'll be generating a minimum of 76 crore rupees revenue per year. And if we dilute our whiskey, that's going to be like almost 166 crore rupees of revenue. But selling it all, we already have sorted out our sales and distribution network. This is the huge bottleneck in the industry. The only bottleneck in the industry is sales and distribution, and we have already sorted out our sales and distribution. Yes, and besides that, this particular whiskey, because let me tell you something about my experience with the Charosa. If you've heard of Charosa wines from Nasik, what they did is they invested into 40 crore rupees into their winery. And I happened to get a chance to work with them, and help them position in America. Their sales were not good at all, and what happened is they created a brand named Charosa and then sold it to Grover Zampa. It was acquired by Grover Zampa for 100 crore rupees, so they made a profit of 60 crore rupees. This particular whiskey business is risk-free and 100%, 100% success formula in the Indian market, because you have this distillery itself has a resale value, and if you create a brand image, like I mentioned, Charosa created a brand image, and sold their whiskey and bailed out of this particular business profitably, So I'll be giving my investors a bailing out strategy wherein they can bail out any time after the inception in the first few years, and that too profitably. If they want to diversify, they can diversify and make huge profits out of this particular distillery. If they want to, other stakeholders want to acquire the 100% stake, and whatsoever, that could be taken care of. And besides, I have an ace marketing plan to promote our whiskey and make it disappear from shelves of the liquor stores, bars, nightclubs, and hotels. I've come up with an ace marketing plan that's a below the line marketing plan that'll, make a whiskey quite popular in India, and it'll sell good. So this is all about the whiskey. And now let me tell you, this whiskey is a profitable business in India, because if you've heard of Sazerac, that's another rye whiskey from America. They've invested 1,000 crore rupees into John Distilleries, Goa. And besides, if you must have heard of Radico Khaitan, and they've invested 800 crores rupees into their particular whiskey distillery in Rampur, and their Rampur whiskey is selling quite good. They've managed to pull it off, and they've created a brand, the Indian made liquor, foreign liquor brand, which is selling quite good, and they've positioned it well in the market. Besides that, we also have Pernod Ricard, which is a Scottish company, which are into distribution and production as well, So they're setting up India's largest whiskey distillery, investing 1,800 crore rupees into this particular venture in Nagpur, and that's going to be the India's largest whiskey producers. So whiskey is a sure shot formula for success in India, and it's no longer a stigma, and people are investing into this particular profitable business. Even in India, the best whiskies come from Scotland, followed by Ireland, and then the American whiskey is considered the third best whiskey, and especially the bourbon, or the bourbon style whiskey, which is rye whiskey. And we'll be producing rye whiskey in India. And the founder of this Wenbren Stillhouse, Brooklyn, New York, Derek, is willing to give us the license in exchange for like 5 crore rupees. And he'll be hand-holding us, and helping us set up the whiskey distillery in India, training our staff, and also giving us the recipes of various variants he has, And so he has an experience of 10 years, and is a renowned personality in the media as well. He's a media person, an anchor, a TV host who has turned out into a distillery expert, and he's been producing Wenbren Stillhouse whiskey in New York, Brooklyn, for the past 10 years, and making around 200 crore rupees a year. Yes. So this is all about the whiskey and Wenbren Stillhouse whiskey, and I've studied distillation, winemaking, brewing as well during my hotel management days, because I'm a hotel management graduate as well. And then I got a chance to work in various hotels and restaurants and bars and nightclubs throughout Scotland, all over Scotland, from east of Scotland to west of Scotland. So I do have an extensive experience into this particular field of sales and marketing of alcoholic beverages, and I handpicked Charosa and Grover's Yampa and positioned them centrally in America as well, and I managed to get the 3 containers order, which got cancelled because the India got kicked out of general system of preferences, because we used to fall under wherein they promote export and import from the developing nations and provide them a general system of preferences in America. But the thing is, Narendra Modi was declining, access to the dairy products of America into Indian market, and they were charging him, laying huge import duties on that particular dairy product, which annoyed Donald Trump. Donald Trump was in power way back then in 2017, and then Donald Trump took us out of general system of preferences and laid 66% of taxes onto this particular, wine of ours, which was like a $10 wine. The price of that $10 wine shot up to $30, and nobody would have gone for an Indian wine which was that expensive. But anyway, our Sauvignon Blanc was the best. Sauvignon Blanc was the best star category, star performer in the field of in one of the variants of Charosa, which was appreciated throughout America. So there was nothing wrong with my marketing strategies. It was just the policies that changed, and ruined it all, But anyway, I managed to position Charosa and Grover's Yampa certainly in America. That was my duty, being the marketeer, and I managed to do it all well. So nothing wrong with my marketing strategies. They're talking about if this particular venture doesn't go well, then we have a resale value of the distillery. We can create a brand like Charosa, and sell it profitably. And the moment we get the license from Wenbren Stillhouse Whiskey Distillery America, this particular project is going to be like the post-money valuation of this particular project would be 200 crores instantly after investment of 22 crore rupees. So I'm asking for 22 crore rupees, and out of which 8.5 crores would go towards the plant and machinery, and 1 crore towards land and the industrial shed, and thereafter 5 crores towards licensing from Wenbren Stillhouse, and thereafter the rest of the money would be, sufficient and substantial amount of money. Substantial would be substantial for us to run take care of the operations of the Urban Glow Distillery for about a year. And if there's an added cost wherein we might need extra money to procure malt and all, we can go for the FOB loans and the factoring loans, or the capital loans from NBFCs, and there's plenty of NBFCs who could, once you have a distillery, which is operational and functional, you can apply for lots of FOB loans. For example, Trade Winds India and Trade Wind Germany. Sort of companies, they come into action, and they give you in advance, even though there's a 3 months of debt credit limit which you have to give to the distributors as well as the retailers of the whiskey, So there are NBFCs which pay you in advance, or whatever the invoices money you have, they pay you in advance and do the collection themselves, So that's quite pretty safe process to get into this particular whiskey business. So that's all about all from Winburn Stillhouse, India, and wish me luck. Thank you. Cheers. Have a great one. Take care. Cheerio. Bye-bye.